Hi, I'm John Waterhouse, and this is Weekday Wisdom. And my question for you today is, who inspires you? And to answer that question, I'm going to talk about someone that inspires me. First, I wanted to say how grateful I am that you take the time to watch these little snippets called Weekday Wisdom and how valuable they are to me. First of all, because it causes me, even in the midst of all that I'm doing, and believe it or not, I'm actually doing quite a bit and staying very engaged in running our center here in Asheville and supporting Barbara and doing the things that need to be done by me. This is not an easy time. I've heard from some people with this pandemic that they have lots of free time and they're really enjoying it and they love the distance and the space to do what they want to do. And that's all wonderful, but that hasn't been my experience. Mine has been more about focusing on keeping things going. And that isn't always easy. So when I have time to sit down and think about a weekday wisdom and someplace that I believe you can be inspired because I am, it helps me. It helps me to dig into something and think about it for a few minutes and then share it with you. And it helps to hear back from you that it has some value. So I'm grateful to everyone who watches these. Thank you so much for taking the few minutes that I share with you. And back to my question, who inspires you? Well, I'm going to tell you who inspires me. This is somebody that touched my heart many, many years ago. I never met him, but I certainly appreciate the way he thinks and the things that he has written. He's one of the great thinkers, I believe, of all time. His name is Howard Thurman. You've probably heard of him, but if you haven't, I'm going to give you a little background, a little bio on Howard Thurman, the amazing African-American writer, philosopher, theologian, educator, and civil rights leader. He was a prominent religious figure throughout his adult life. He played a leading role in many social justice movements and organizations throughout the 20th century. Ebony Magazine called Thurman one of the 50 most important figures in African American history. In 1953, Life magazine rated Thurman among the 12 most important religious leaders in the United States. Thurman's theology of radical nonviolence influenced and shaped a generation of civil rights leaders. And he was a key mentor to many of those leaders that actually brought about amazing changes in the 1960s, including Dr. Martin Luther King. The thing that I want to share with you that really has inspired so many, and you've probably heard it, but it's worth hearing again. I don't think we can hear this too many times because it speaks so much to the reality of life. And it comes from Meditations of the Heart, a book written by Thurman. This is how it goes. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illuminate my path for the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower level demands, all kinds of cross currents. Nothing monumentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless and unfamiliar. I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. This inspires me to remember why I'm here and why it's worth doing all that I do. So what inspires you? Who is it in your life that touches your heart with their words or their actions? Who is a model for your life? Take a moment to be grateful and have a fantastic day.